So, Stargirl, Season 2, Episode 1, entitled Summer School. What are my thoughts? Here's my review. But before I get into this review, hit that subscribe button, turn that post notification bell to get notified when videos like this and so much more drop. Stargirl, Episode 1, Season 2, entitled Summer School. Now I'm going to be breaking this episode down in pros, cons, and then wrap it up in an all nice bow. But yeah, let's start off with the pros episode. Now, one of the pros of this episode is definitely the opening of this episode. Now, the opening of this episode was amazing. It gave me a very dark, creepy tone vibe of this opening. For a second there, I was kind of like, am I on the right channel? Because this is very, very different for Stargirl. And I didn't really expect it. But the opening was amazing. We get our first introduction into Eclipso, which he's going to be the big bad of this season, which is great. I love the opening of this episode. But yeah, now moving on to really Stargirl and the JSA themselves. Another pro that I have to get into are the individual character stories. Whether you're talking about Courtney, Yolanda, Beth, or Rick, they all had great individual storylines of this episode. You know, Courtney, she's going into full superhero mode. Yolanda was my favorite out of all of it. She's kind of dealing with she's not kind of. She is dealing with the aftermath of her after she killed Brainwave. You know, she's dealing with her storyline was really great in this episode. Rick's storyline of this episode is really kind of interesting as well. And now he's kind of after Solomon Grundy. Now, I don't know what he's after Solomon Grundy for, but yeah, it's really kind of interesting. Now, Beth, I'm going to be talking about in the cons later on. Really great stuff with the character development of, these characters. I'm moving on to the mystery part of the season, but this episode overall, we get Sylvester Pemberton's back. He's in Blue Valley. He's looking for Pat. Some really, really interesting stuff. It also seems like Pat's ex-wife, Maggie, is going to be introduced into this season, which I'm really interested to see what they dynamic is going to be like this season, dealing with his ex-wife. I'm more interested to see what Sylvester Pemberton is doing in Blue Valley. What is he, why is he looking for Pat? How is he alive? Because, he died. So that is really, really interesting stuff. That is more of the mystery aspect of this season, of this whole entire season, where I'm really, really interested of. That's what Stargirl does really, really well, the mystery aspect of this show. Yeah, another great thing of this episode was the fight choreography of this episode. Now we have Stargirl fighting Green Lantern. Now, this fight scene was incredible. I never really thought that we would really get a Green Lantern in live action instead of the movie, but I was wrong here. But the fight was amazing. The little fight that we got there was amazing. So to see where her storyline goes from here, her involvement with the JSA and her father, and how she became the Green Lantern, where her father is, and if she's going to become a new member of the JSA, of the new JSA. It's actually kind of obvious. It's kind of obvious that she is going to join the new JSA, but yeah, I'm really interested to see where her story goes from there. But yeah, that got me really, really excited for her storyline going forward. But yeah, not really get into the con of this episode, Beth's storyline. It just wasn't really resonating with me. Now, not to say that her story wasn't emotional. It definitely really was. But her story seems to be lacking, in my part. It's just not resonating with me all that well. Not to say that her story or her character is bad. It's just that I have to see more of great character plot. Greatness of her character overall, because I'm not really getting at her vibes in this episode, just like last season. But before I wrap it up into an all nice bow, we have to talk about that post-credit scene of Cindy. Now we have Cindy, she's going into the school and she gets these files called the Injustice Unlimited. Now at first I thought it was a kind of a nice callback to the animated TV show Justice League Unlimited, but I don't know what's that about. But, I don't know if that was a callback to that or something else. But either way, she gets into, I guess the headquarters of the former Injustice Society. And she opened these files and we have these kind of pictures, more or less, of the students that goes, to the school. We have Artemis. We have the Footless kid. We have, we did have Ice School, but he's dead. And we have the violin son. And what's really kind of interesting to me is that she holds up this picture and we see Mike Dugan. What's really interesting to me, now where is that going to go? Is he going to go to the dark side? Which I don't think he is, to be honest with you, but it's really interesting to see how Cindy is going to turn Mike over into the dark side, or will he? But yeah, that is really, really interesting to me. But yeah, I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you like this episode? Didn't like it? Yeah. With that being said, hit that subscribe button, turn that post notification bell to get notified when videos like this and so much more drop. See all you JSA members in the next video.